Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. Today we are going to cover a student's learning outcome from our unit number 6, and this is about grammar, and we are going to learn conjunctions. Let's read our student's learning outcome. Here we have two SLOs, two chunks basically. It is considered as one learning outcome. First one is to examine and interpret the use of conjunctions in speech and writing. Here we will learn and recall about conjunctions, what they are, why do we use them, and some conjunctions we will see. And the next one, we will recognize and use subordinating conjunctions, which is a type of a conjunction to connect independent clauses to independent clauses. For example, he couldn't attend the meeting because he was sick. So both these two independent clauses will be connected with our subordinators or subordinating conjunctions. And not only this, but we will also learn about coordinating conjunctions. Even if it's not mentioned in the learning outcome, it is still very important to understand. And in the next lesson, lecture number 1B, we will talk about correlative conjunctions. So basically, there are three different types of conjunction, and conjunction, as we know, this is a part of speech. You have been learning it for a very long time, so let's recall it. Now here's a vertical linkage. This is added from grade 7, the previous grade, to show you that the learning outcome is connected. Now let's quickly brainstorm before we begin and move on to our main lesson. Now, what is a conjunction, and can you give examples of different types of conjunctions? Think about it, recall all the parts of speech and see if you know about conjunctions, and if you do, then try to give its definition, define it through your speech or writing, and then we can move on. Good. All right. I hope that you are having a little bit idea about conjunctions. Let's recall the definition and understand it through different examples. So a conjunction is a part of speech. We are aware of this, and it is used to connect words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. Yes, it means this is working as a connector, as a linker or a joiner, and it joins different words, phrases, clauses, or even different fragments of sentences. For example, the park bench was deserted as I sat down to read. Now, here, this is working as a joiner. It is linking this part of the sentence with this one. The park was deserted as I sat down to read. Next, I faked a small smile and then shifted away. Now, with this conjunction, this word, this joiner, we are connecting this part of the sentence with this one. And instead of writing two different sentences, we can just write one simple complex sentence. Now let's look at some more examples. I like cooking and eating, but I don't like washing dishes afterwards. Now, it could be said like this: I like cooking, I like eating, I don't like washing dishes afterwards. But we are making it into one complex sentence. This is a one sentence. But here, this word but, which is a conjunction, helped us in linking this part of the sentence with this part of the sentence. Next one is, Sophie is clearly exhausted, yet she insists on dancing till dawn. Now here, this part, yet, is also our conjunction word. This is linking this part of the sentence with this one, and that's how we connected them together. So all these words like for, and, or, nor, but, yet, so, these are your conjunctions. And these are just your coordinating conjunctions, but we are also going to learn about subordinating conjunctions as well. So this was just a recall of the definition of conjunction, and we saw different conjunctions with examples. Now, why do we learn and why do we use conjunctions? Can't we just say sentences like we usually do? Okay, so this will be very helpful when you are having precision and concise quality in your writing and in your speech. So good speakers and good writers, what do is that they act they add conjunctions, the joiner words, the connectors, and they connect different words and different sentences together. So you must learn them, and that's why we use conjunctions to connect words, phrases, or clauses, making our sentences flow better and ideas clearer. So it means that your idea which you're conveying will be clear, and this will have a very good flow. They help us avoid short, choppy sentences and show the relationship between different parts of a sentence. So instead of writing short, different sentences, why don't we combine them together to save our time and also make ourselves sound like good speakers and writers? That's why we use conjunctions. So I hope that the importance and significance of conjunctions are very much clear. Here are some words. Now you can see them on your screen. Identify the conjunctions. I hope that you can do it in few seconds or probably take a minute and do this quick little activity. Good. So let's point out and identify conjunctions. And, but, because, although, since, or, while, if. All these are conjunctions, and the rest of the words, they are either verb, adverbs, or adjectives. So now we need to clearly and easily identify conjunctions, and then we can begin learning more about them. So now let's try to understand different types of conjunctions. So first one, we have our subordinating conjunction. Yes, these conjunctions join dependent clauses to independent clauses. This works as a connector. We join these two using our conjunction. Subordinating conjunctions, they are words like after, although, though, as though, because, before, etc. There are a lot of them. You need, it is better that you learn most of them subordinating conjunctions and use them in your writing and in your speech. For example, although it was raining, decided to go for a walk, we took umbrellas. So these different fragments are connected with the word although. Although is our subordinating conjunction. It can appear at the start and also in the middle. For example, I can stay out, the clock strikes 12. Now we have this part of the sentence, I can stay out until the clock strikes 12. This is our dependent clause which is dependent on some more information. Here this is I can stay out. So what is the word that is connecting these two? Until is our subordinator or subordinating conjunction. Number two, before he leaves, make sure his room is clean. Now, can you find out the conjunction in the sentence? Good. This is before, and it can come at the start of the sentence. Because he leaves, this is our dependent clause. Make sure his room is clean. This is an independent clause, and they are connected using the word before, which is our subordinating conjunction or just subordinator. So you can see that the structure, there are two of them. Let's learn the structure of subordinating conjunction. So first one, we can add our independent clause, which is complete in its sense. It has a verb and a subject, plus our subordinator. It means our conjunction, our subordinating conjunction, followed by our dependent clause, which does not make sense on its own because it needs a dependent clause. And what will connect these two? Our subordinator. I stayed inside because it was raining. I stayed inside is our independent clause. It says I stayed inside. It means this is very much clear. The speaker is saying that I stayed inside. This is a subject and we have a verb. So this is clearly our clause, but this is independent clause. We don't need any extra information. I stayed inside is complete in its sense. Because it was raining is our subordinating, is our dependent clause. And what word are connecting is connecting these two together. Because is our subordinator, which is connecting and helping these two parts of sentences, these two different clauses to connect. So another way of writing is writing the subordinator or subordinating conjunction first, then your dependent clause, and then your independent clause. Because is our subordinator. It was raining, your dependent clause. Because it was raining is our dependent clause. Because it was raining. Then what? You have to give a reason. Then you have to give the effect or the cause of that. I stayed inside. I stayed inside is our independent clause. It makes sense, but it helps the dependent clause to connect, and it is connected by our subordinator or subordinating conjunction, and it can also appear at the start of the sentence. So you can follow these two different structures to successfully use your subordinating conjunction, where you connect dependent clause with independent clause, dependent with independent clause, and connect it with a subordinator. Here are some examples. They are highlighted in the yellow color with bold words: because, before, where, if. These are your subordinators or subordinating conjunctions. The technician is coming. This is our independent clause. We are clear about this. Because the copier isn't working properly. This is our dependent clause. It is dependent on the independent clause, this one, but it is connected with the word, the subordinator, because. The technician is coming. Why is he coming? Because the copier isn't working. Because the copier isn't working, then what? That's why the technician is coming, right? And this is a subordinator or subordinating clause of reason. Because shows us reason when we are giving reasons for something happening. Before we have the meeting, let's discuss the main points we want to make. Before, it is telling us time. Before we have the meeting, before the meeting, it is a subordinator of time. Let's discuss the main points we want to make. So before we have the meeting is our dependent clause, and it is dependent upon the independent clause. Let's discuss the main points we want to make. And it is connected by the word, the subordinator before. In the fourth one, in the third one, the carriage will be waiting where it dropped you. So where it dropped you is our dependent clause, and the carriage will be waiting is our independent clause. It is connected with where, and this answers where, answers the place where something is happening. You can start this course if you have passed English 1. Now this is putting a condition, and it is clarifying the meaning of the dependent clause when it is connected with independent clause using the subordinator, and that's how you use your subordinating conjunctions. Here are some more examples. All of these are your subordinating conjunctions. These are subordinators that you need to learn with examples and use them in your speech and writing. So it is better that you learn all of them, dear learners. And now let's talk about another type of conjunction, which is coordinating. Yes, they coordinate. These are the connectors, the conjunctions that link two things together. These conjunctions coordinate. They help each other or join two or more sentences. They can also connect main clauses, words, or other parts of speech of the same level. Yes, it has to be on the same level in parts of speech. The coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So, you can memorize these coordinating conjunctions with the mnemonic fanboys. Fan, F-A-N, fan, B-O-Y-S. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so will become fanboys, and you can easily recognize and remember all these different coordinating conjunctions. For example, he held it midair without reason or plan. So reason or plan, they are of the same level. We are using the conjunction or, and or is our coordinating conjunction. The most common coordinating conjunctions, they are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. You can remember and memorize them by using the mnemonic device, fanboys. Now, mnemonics are very useful when we want to learn different kinds of things. We take the first words, the initials, and make a word. In this case, fanboys will help you memorize the coordinating conjunctions forever. Here, let's look at a sentence without a conjunction. I wanted to go for a walk. It started raining. These are two different sentences, number 1 and number 2. But we don't want that. We want a flow in our sentence, clarity, precision. So let's use it with conjunction. I wanted to go for a walk, but it started raining. Here, with the conjunction but, we connected these two and we successfully used our coordinating conjunction. Now, let's solve it. I want you to carefully see it and put the right conjunction in the right sentence. Which coordinating conjunction best completes these sentences? He was running too fast, and, but, or. Yes. Be fast, students. And. He was running too fast and fell over. We can say he was running too fast, he fell over, but we connected them with and. I will read a book or paint a picture after school. So we have two options, either reading a book or paint a picture after school. Or you can also use and. Sally was told to tidy his room, but he reads a book instead. Now, Sally did not clean the room, but he preferred to read a book. So if you don't do something and do something else, that's why we use but. And if you want to mention two things, you can use the conjunction and if you have to mention choices, you can use the conjunction or. So I hope that you have solved these by yourself and your answers matched with mine. So now again, the fanboys mnemonic, you can memorize them, and let's talk about function of these different conjunctions or coordinating conjunctions. So and is used for showing addition, but is used for opposition if you do something opposite of what it is told, or is used for choice, and so is used for result. So there was a traffic jam, so I was stuck. So you can use that over here. Or you can say I like chocolate and vanilla. So, or you can say I like tea or coffee. I can have it. Do you have any tea or coffee? So it means that the choices are there and you are easy with any of them. Now, here is your classroom activity. This is what you're supposed to do in the class. You pause the video, solve this, and we can come back. Number 1, my brother loves animals. He brought a puppy. Now, he loves all animals, right? So, he brought a puppy and a kitten. So, this is for showing addition. Meera does not like to swim, or no. But and yet. But is not the right answer. Yet is not the right answer. Here the answer is but. I am getting good grades. I study every day. Why is he getting good grades? Because I study every day. She is neither rich nor educated. So neither and nor, they are our correlate. They are our correlative conjunctions, which we will talk about just right now. So here, let's solve this remaining part as well. Here you have to put your conjunction at the first part of the sentence. The basement flooded. We spent all day cleaning up. Now, what is the right answer? Yes, after the basement flooded, we spent all day cleaning up. I wanted to go to the beach, but Mary refused. But is the right answer. Not or, not so, not for, because they are not making sense and they are not according to the class. Here, you can watch this video to learn more about conjunctions and coordinating or subordinating conjunctions. And here is your homework that you're supposed to do. You have to make sentences in your notebook using coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are the fanboys, and subordinating conjunctions are conjunctions like because, while, until. So all these are subordinating conjunctions. You can go back to the lesson where we gave examples of different subordinating conjunctions and learn them and use them in your sentences. This is your homework and you will be assessed on the basis of it. For the worksheet here, all you have to do is recognize and use correlative conjunctions, or you can also use subordinating conjunctions to connect independent clauses to dependent clauses, and so on. So you have to solve the worksheet as well. This also contains your upcoming lessons part, correlative conjunctions, but do not worry about it. If you can't solve it, then wait for the next lesson, watch it, and then solve the remaining part of the worksheet. But try to learn them by yourself and use the correlative conjunctions. All these resources are attached. I hope that we have successfully covered our students' learning outcome. We talked about conjunctions, why do we use them, what they are, their different types, and we learned them and their structure with examples. So I'll see you in the next video lecture with lecture 1B, in which we will talk about correlative conjunctions in the same way. So don't forget to solve your activities and your homework or other resources. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.